Hey Credit Warriors, Credit Shuffle here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my ideal credit card. Now I did see a few months back, Ask Sebi on his channel, he did this video called My Dream Credit Card, and it was quite interesting. He took a very practical approach looking at it, kind of quite realistic, something that could exist. Feel free to go and check out on his channel, check out the video. It's from a couple of months back now. Actually, I recorded this shortly after he uploaded that, but we're on our traveling, on our trip right now, so I'm uploading kind of a backlog of videos for about half the videos that you're seeing on the channel at the moment. But anyway, I thought it was really quite an interesting concept, and that I could have a lot of fun talking about what my ideal credit card could be. So without further ado, here is my version of it, and it's a crazy hair day. Thumbs up for crazy hair, huh? Give this video a like. Anyway, let's go. So, my ideal credit card would fit into sort of the premium market. In fact, it would be an ultra premium card, okay? So it would be above the Amex Platinum, the Chase Sapphire Reserves of the world. Not quite at the level of the Centurion. Think of it as something like Sapphire Banking, all right? Chase has this Sapphire Banking. It's not private client. It's like a poor man's Chase private client, okay? You have to have $75,000 worth of assets with Chase, or you can just pay $25 a month for it, okay? Which works out, I think it's, $300 a year. It's not actually that much. So I would give this card an annual fee of around $600, okay? With no credits, okay? No credits whatsoever, no airline credit, nothing. So it fits in slightly more expensive than the Amex Platinum, and in addition to that, you can't get any of your money back through the airline credit, Uber credit, Saks Fifth Avenue credit, etc. It's just $600 flat annual fee, okay? Now you'll understand why I'm making it a bit more expensive later on in the video. But just know, for now, it fits in above the Amex Platinum, but below invitation-only cards like the Centurion. It's like an ultra premium card, as premium as you can get without being invitation-only. All right, let's talk about points. Okay, so for the points system on the card, I would like to take the best from both Chase and American Express, kind of combine them, okay? So what I would say would be that the card's going to earn points. We'll talk about earning categories in a second, but points redemption will be done through some sort of portal as well as transfer partners, okay, like what Amex and Chase and Citi and Capital One are already doing. So for the points redemption through the portal for travel, actually you could do it just something like Capital One's Travel Eraser on the Venture card, where you can just directly book travel through a travel website, okay, through like, an airline's website or a hotel website, and then you can use that Travel Eraser to erase those travel purchases. I think that would be a good way to do it, with the difference that points would be worth 1.5 cents a piece, okay? That would really be a great benefit to have, okay? Because with Chase's portal, sometimes you look through the portal and you can find some cheap flights on there, but you don't always find the flight you want, okay? They don't seem to have all inventory, and sometimes the prices seem inflated. They're different to the prices you see on airline websites. So the simplicity of a Travel Eraser, and then also if we look at Amex's travel portal, you get some okay value for flights on there, still only around 1 cent per point, but hotels is generally valued less than 1 cent per point on the travel portal. So what I would like to see would just be you book through an airline website, a hotel website, and then you erase the purchase at 1.5 cents per point. That would be my ideal, okay? So it's kind of combining Chase, Amex, and Capital One. Secondly, for the transferring to transfer partners, okay, so we would like to see a nice range of transfer partners like Chase and Amex already have, okay, and Citi already have. Obviously transferring it one-to-one, but I would also like to see the periodic bonuses that Amex does through transfer partners. Right now, at the time of recording, it's 40% extra to British Airways, 10 to 20% extra to Aeroplan, depending on what you're targeted for. And also Amex does periodic transfer bonuses to Hilton, 1,000 points to 3,000 Hilton points periodically. So I would like to see those kinds of things. You can get a lot of value out of that. Now, for the point earning categories on this card, the categories I choose would be travel, with 5 points per dollar back on that. Okay, so not just air travel, but all travel. It doesn't have to be as broad as Chase, but at least including air travel, train travel, taxis, at least that much, okay? Maybe not subway cards, but, at least those more high ticket items. And then I would also have another additional category, 3x back, at electronic stores, okay? Now, there is a reason behind this, okay? These two categories, travel and electronic stores. This is a premium credit card, or even an ultra premium credit card, so it's gonna have the best extended warranty, purchase protection, all those insurances you get on high ticket items. Trip cancellation insurance, trip delay insurance, okay? Travel accident insurance, baggage insurance, all those things. and they're going to be the best because you're paying a high annual fee. So you would want the earning categories for points on things that you're going to buy because of those insurances. Okay, so travel, obvious for those travel and delay insurance, etc. But then also things like electronics, buying a new iMac or something. I would want all those protections on that as well. Okay, so I'd go and spend my money in the Apple store. I'd like to get a bonus category, 3x back. Okay, that beats the Apple card because it's 3 points per dollar, not just 3x in cashback. But then in addition, you're getting all those insurances and stuff. Same with cell phone. I'd want to see cell phone insurance on this card as well. Now you could also consider, giving this methodology, you could also consider other categories, for example, jewelry stores, okay, something like that, because this is a premium card. It has all those purchase protections and all those insurances. You're going to want to buy high ticket items with it. Even car leasing, like say car dealerships, if you can do a credit card for a down payment on a card or pay your monthly lease for a car, that could also be like a 3x category, something like that. So anyway, those are a few ideas for categories. The two that I would definitely like to see would be travel and electronics stores, including Apple Store, Best Buy, all those places where you buy high ticket items, okay? I bought a washer and dryer recently from Best Buy. I spent $1,600 on it. I would love to have got 3% back. That would have been awesome. And then in addition to this, you would want this card to be part of a trifecta. Ooh, there's that buzzword again, trifecta. With the lower level cards having things like supermarkets, gas, restaurants, those kind of categories. And the reasoning behind that is the lower level cards aren't going to have as good insurances and protections on them. So, you don't need purchase protection on some eggs that you just bought from the supermarket, okay? If you buy them and they're not good, you can probably return to the supermarket, or even if they don't take a return for some reason, you're spending like $3-4, it really doesn't matter, you can just throw them out, okay? So the categories like dining, restaurants, gas, supermarkets, everyday categories should be on the lower level cards, and the categories for high ticket items should be on this premium card. Next, let's talk about benefits. So this card should offer all of the usual benefits that you get on premium cards. I'm going to put them all on screen so that I don't have to read them all out. I think I mentioned most of them just a second ago when I was talking about the reasons for having those categories for the points. In addition though, I would put collision damage waiver primary for rental cars so that you don't have to tell your insurance if you have a crash in a rental car, so you can, you don't want to let them know really because you don't want to lose that no claims, that premium kind of thing. And then also I'd like to see roadside assistance for both your own car and for rental cars worldwide if they could do it, but that might not be possible, so maybe just for US and Canada perhaps. All right, in addition to those regular insurances and purchase protections and all those things, I would like to see travel insurance on this card, a genuine travel insurance. Okay, now I think this is something that's going to interest a lot of people. I'll tell you how it would work. Okay, so this would be a travel insurance, and as standard on the card, you would get maybe 2 weeks of it a year. Okay, so we're not talking about travel insurance that covers you all the time. We're talking about 2 weeks a year of genuine travel insurance that covers everything on a trip. Like if you get pickpocketed in some city in Europe or something like that, you're covered. If you go and do extreme sports, like you go do skiing in the winter, let's say you do scuba diving somewhere in the Caribbean, something like that, parasailing, mountain biking, a lot of those activities that people do on vacation, I'd want you to be insured for all of that as well. So it's genuine, quite comprehensive travel insurance, okay? If you get, if you break your leg on a ski mountain, helicopter rescue, totally legit, totally realistic that you can get that from this travel insurance. Now, I give you 2 weeks a year. It'd be the sort of thing that you'd have to go into the card's website and you'd have to book it. You'd have to select the dates you want. I would also give you the ability to extend it for a price, perhaps $10 a day, $15 a day, or the option to use points to extend it. So maybe between 1,000 or 2,000 points per day to extend it. Okay, so I think there was some benefit, both the card member and the issuer, because a lot of people, they'd love this travel insurance, okay? They wouldn't have to take out a separate policy if they want to go like skiing or something. They could just use their card's travel insurance. But let's say they've already used 1 week a year, and then they want to go on like a 10-day trip or a 2-week trip. They probably won't shop for another policy. They'll probably just extend the current policy on the card, which could lead to good revenue for the card issuer. So they'll be like, okay, I've got 7 days left. Let's add 3 more days at $10 a day or at 2,000 points a day. Add 3 more days of the travel insurance. So for me, that would be something really, really useful. So 2 weeks included with the annual fee, but it is extendable however many days you want using either cash or points. All right, now let's talk about some other benefits. Now this card would not have priority pass or global entry, okay? Those two benefits are done to death. So many premium cards, you get 2 or 3 premium cards, you're doubling or even tripling up on these benefits. You don't need them. You can get both things from the Sapphire Reserve for an effective annual fee of $150 a year once you deduct the travel credit, okay? So leave them with the Sapphire Reserve. We're gonna have some more classy benefits on this card, okay? Now, my first choice on my wish list of amazing benefits would be the ability to choose an airline from a list, okay, like you do every year with the Amex airline credit, okay? You choose an airline from a drop-down list, drop-down menu. I've chosen American Airlines, I think. Usually it's their transfer partner. It will be one of their transfer partners. Might not be, but probably is a transfer partner. Anyway, you choose an airline, and when you choose that airline, you will get mid-tier frequent flyer status with that airline, okay? So in British Airways, it would be Silver, which is also One World Sapphire. Now, what you get at mid-tier status is access to lounges in that airline alliance. Usually they're business class lounges, okay? They're not gonna give you first class lounges, but it would be access to business class lounges plus business class check-in and priority boarding, okay? You get a few other benefits, British Airways Silver, like, higher checked bag allowances, stuff like that. But the main 3 things will be business class check-in, priority boarding, and business class lounge access, okay? And I think this would be super valuable. You could make sure you had airlines from all the 3 alliances, One World, Star Alliance, and SkyTeam, in that menu to choose from. So you could do this with your favorite airline, Delta, United, whatever it is, Now, you might need to add extra conditions. So it may be that you have to take at least 1 paid flight with that airline every year for this to activate. So you might have to, select your airline, and then you take a flight with them, and after you take a flight, then you get pushed up to Silver or, One World Sapphire, that mid-tier status. But I think this would be an incredible benefit. The reason I say that you'd have to take at least 1 paid flight would just be to limit it so that it's not just anyone can get in. You do actually have to do paid tickets sometimes, okay? Now, the reason I think this would be a great benefit, all right, would be that, people who are in my sort of situation, we're not like mega rich, but we are earning quite a bit of money, but we're still not in the sort of area where you could realistically buy business class tickets with cash often, okay? I will occasionally pay cash for a business class ticket, but more often I do it with miles where you cannot, you're not gonna get status from that, okay? When I pay, I typically do economy, all right? Like I just booked an economy trip to the UK for $800, and I'm able to get to bronze. There's my British Airways bronze card. It's One World Ruby, but you don't get lounge access for that. You do get business class check-in and priority boarding, which is quite nice, but no lounge access. So for people who are in that tier, sort of, I would like to say the Chase Sapphire banking tier, right? You're not rich enough to be private client, but you feel like you're a bit better than others, all right? Maybe you're earning around $100,000 to $150,000 per year. You're not in the level where you can really book business class with cash often yet, okay? It would be a big waste of your money. You need to be earning around $500,000, I would say, to regularly book business class with cash, okay? Because you don't want to blow all your money on business class. It's just the stupidest thing ever. So for people like this kind of benefit would be absolutely awesome, okay? I don't know whether they would do it. Probably airlines would protest. It would be controversial, just like the Hilton Aspire card. It gives you, basically you can buy diamond status, you buy top tier status. This would basically be buying mid-tier airline status and airline lounge access. Airlines might protest, the alliances might not like it either, but I think it would be awesome if you could do that, all right? Okay, on to the next benefit. So I did mention that you're not gonna get priority pass, you're not gonna get global entry, whatever. I would like to see some other kinds of lounge access in addition to this airline status though, and that would principally be actual access to clubs and lounges that are in cities, not in airports, okay? So I'll give you some examples. Chase and Amex have both done pop-up lounges in New York City and in London. Chase did the Sapphire Lounge in New York. Amex had a pop-up Centurion Lounge in London. That was before they decided to build the one at the Heathrow Airport, Terminal 3, but previously they actually did in central London a pop-up Centurion Lounge. It was pretty popular. There was a long line to get in. I would like to see some lounges and clubs actually in city centers, in key cities like London, New York, Hong Kong, Tokyo, Paris, places that you would go to on business or might find yourself in needing a place to work, okay? So basically, these could be lounges and clubs either run by the card company, okay, like a Centurion lounge in a city or equivalent, or they could be sort of private clubs that the card actually helps you negotiate membership of, okay? So the card issuer would negotiate membership, let's say for 3 months for their members, and then the next quarter it rotates to another lounge, and it basically gives you a taste of that lounge. This would be similar to what the Coutts Silk card in London from Coutts Private Bank does for their members. It basically negotiates you membership of these private clubs in London, which are really classy. I'll put some images on screen from our video about Coutts. And yeah, you get membership of these clubs. Now, they could do a similar thing, you know, maybe they could negotiate you a 6 months membership of the Yale Club in New York or something like that, right? It would be really cool. Maybe that's a little bit too much to ask, but certainly some private clubs might be willing to do this. And then the card could say they give you 1/4 of access for free, and then you could add maybe $100 to your annual fee to get access to your favorite private club in New York, for example, or in London, for example, something like that. But there should be at least a few which are sort of standard that you get access to. That would be really, really cool benefit to have, I think. And it would really make you feel exclusive, because this is what these people want in this tier. You know, they're quite rich. They're not rich enough really to get into a lot of these invitation-only clubs, but they want to feel exclusive. They want that exclusivity, and they're willing to pay some for it. So, you know, maybe this could be a good way of doing it. All right, lastly, let's talk about the card construction, the sign-up bonus, and the name. Okay, card construction, it's got to be a metal card, all right? Got to be a metal card, got to look cool. I don't really know what it would look like, but you know, it should have that sort of old school, traditional kind of design like an Amex would have. Very, very cool. Okay, so got to be a metal card. It can't be black. It can't be a black card because it's not Centurion. It's not invitation only, but it is above platinum. So it should have a name that is, you know, some sort of metal. All right, some sort of metal that's better than platinum. Maybe vibranium. Okay, no, that's from a movie. What about mithril? Okay, have you ever played RPG games? That's like this legendary substance. What about the adamantine card? Okay, that comes from like Latin. It means like the hardest substance known to man, something like that. Anyway, those are just a few little ideas. You know, American Express, if you're listening, please make me an adamantine card, okay? I want that exclusivity, but I'm not rich enough to get into the Centurion. Okay, and now let's just talk about the sign-up bonus. I'm not really that concerned with what the sign-up bonus is. It should be around 50,000 points or more, seeing as this is a premium card, but I think the card's benefits would speak for themselves, so I don't really care about, you know, 100,000 point sign-up bonus. Obviously, that's not realistic either. Often, you know, it's not realistic and it's not sustainable. You know, Chase Sapphire Reserve, it had 100,000 points cancelled after like a year. So as long as we see 50,000, I think that would be a pretty good sign-up bonus. And then you can add to that by booking flights at 5x. You can build up 60, 70, 80,000 relatively quickly that way. So guys, that is what I think my ideal credit card would be. The key selling points would be it gives you mid-tier airline status on an airline of your choice from a list. It replaces sort of the travel portal with a travel eraser at 1.5 cents per point. And then you've also got access to in-city clubs and lounges, maybe run by the card company, or could be select private clubs that the card company actually negotiates you membership of, you know, for a certain period of time, like 1/4 or 6 months, and then it rotates to a different one, etc. And then we've also got that travel insurance that's, you know, 2 weeks a year included in the annual fee, but you could extend it for a price. So if you like that suite of benefits, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, or let me know what you think your ideal credit card would be. It's a really fun video to do and just fun to brainstorm. And I really hope someone at Chase, American Express, or Citi is watching this. I think we could give you some ideas too. All right, guys, please subscribe if you're new. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.